Yo, what's going on, man? Free game all day, man. You know what it is, man. Like, subscribe, my channel, hit that like button. I really want this to be a serious video. I talk about, race and stuff like that sometimes, but not the way I'm gonna talk about it now. You know what I'm saying? And just hear me out, just listen to me. So, I mean, people who probably, people who have looked in my videos, I live in Birmingham, Alabama. That's why I'm at Birmingham, Alabama. I'm born and raised here. I'm from here. So I've been, for 11 years I was living in Atlanta. So pretty much majority of my life since I've been here, I've never went to the Birmingham Rice Museum. That's like one of our biggest, that's tourist attractions, I guess. And yesterday, I went to it, and I wanted to, I had to open mind. It's always about having a good time. It's always about doing some other shit. So I wanted to do something different this day. So I went down there. Let me tell you something, man. I felt like I knew what slavery was, not slavery, but what everything was about. But now, I get it now. So I'm just going to, for some who probably already know this, I knew it, but I didn't know that was like the main reason. So black people, the black man went and fought with the white man in the Civil War, whatever. And when it was over, and I guess we won, they came back home thinking that they was, they wanted to live a normal life. They just fought side by side by these people, by these men. And up north, it wasn't as bad, but down south, the white people still wanted to like oppress us. They still wanted to like have that edge and that advantage over us. So they wanted to keep it going. And and when I mean keeping it going, I'm talking about like racism, blacks and whites. Even though we didn't fought with these people, they still wanted to keep it going. And they wanted, they wasn't, they like, no, like you're not an equal, no, you're not this. So that's where all of that shit came from. But black people had opportunity to make money. The opportunities that we had that was given to us, it wasn't a lot. And we had, they had the hardest working jobs that was paying nothing. So, so they treated us like we went shit. And that's when and nobody didn't know this was even going on in the South. You got to think about it. We talking about a whole different age, like day and time. This is like the 30s and shit like that. My grandfather was a barber. And I know he didn't meet my mom till he was 19 years old, till she was 19. And he went to New York, and I could never understand why he went to New York. He went to New York. If anybody knows Sugar Ray Robinson, he's like one of the greatest boxers to ever live. And he worked in a shop, Sugar Ray Robinson barbershop. He did no presses and all that. He was in Harlem. That's where he was. And then he moved back down once he got older and had his family was established. And he reached out back out to my mom, and my mom met her, and like I said, she was 19 years old. He left, and this is something he's not telling me. I just put two and two together. He left because the opportunities were better. He went with going through what these people down here was going through. He went with it. My mom was born in 1953, so just imagine like he was around in the 40s and stuff like that. So he left and got an opportunity. He did. So he came back. So outside of all of that, that's why a lot of people moved to like Detroit, Cleveland, Chicago. That's why a lot of black, especially Detroit, they moved up there because the opportunities were better at the time. working at General Motors, you had a good job and you had to worry about all that extra shit that people was trying to put you through. But outside all of that, they had a lot of stuff in there that I knew about, but stuff they just kind of went in details and explained it. They have an idea of how life was during that period of time. And let me tell you, the one thing that stood out of everything that I seen was how black people stuck together. Like, we are so far removed from being like that. Like, everything's man versus woman. Everything about what somebody got. Them folks didn't have shit back then. They didn't have nothing. Like the bare minimum. You know what I'm saying? Below the bare minimum. They didn't have nothing. And you got to think about it. And we walking around like we the shit. You know what I'm saying? We walking around like we really, like somebody owe us something. And we treat each other like shit. We treat each other like trash. And it's fucked up. It's so fucked up. We are so far removed from the togetherness, to the bond that the black people shared back during that period of time. I wish black people could have that bond like that now. Like, for real. The pride that black people took into themselves. People still clean as a text. Sharp. Beautiful black people back then. You know what I'm saying? And we go from that to this now. Everybody high-minded. It's all about what you're driving. It's all about where you stay at. It's all about what you got. It's all about what job you got. Like, we are so far removed from the trend. Like, do you understand how those people are probably looking at us? Or they probably would be looking at us with so much shame in their eyes because of everything they went through for us. Where we at now? Like, this shit is sad as fuck. And oh Lord, let me check it out. Oh shit. They just, motherfuckers had a damn blowout and motherfucker almost flipped over. God damn. That shit was crazy as hell. Anyway, but yeah. We are like very removed from that. So my whole perception of life has completely changed. Like I said before, that's all you hear about growing up, about the civil rights movement, about everything was. But the bond black people shared back then, it's like at this point right now, we are really, a lot has gotten accomplished. A lot has transpired, a lot has happened, a lot has changed. But from where we was at that period of time to now, I'm telling you, we ought to be ashamed of ourselves. And I'm including myself. You know what I'm saying? Because that shit without witness, I don't know if we ever would get back to that. And, it's like the youth, they don't understand. They're killing each other. It's like, they don't understand how some of the black people was being hung and so much shit was going on. Until them people had that footage to where they was able to show the world about what was going on down here, things would have never changed. It would have still been the same. So, if you ever come to Birmingham, if you ever come through or whatever, I encourage anybody to go to this place and just look with it. I'm telling you, like, it's really unbelievable what we really went through. And how we treat each other now. Like we ain't nothing. We just kill each other like it ain't nothing. The men and the women, everything got to be, a competition. Everything got to be, like man versus woman. We didn't have nothing. We all was niggas. You know what I'm saying? It ain't like, oh, like this is a better nigga than you. You know what I'm saying? Or she's pretty because she's a woman. No, we all was niggas. And they made sure they let us know that. And we sitting back like we just got down the best motherfucker on earth. And don't have no clue at all what the fuck our grandmothers, grandfathers, great-grandma, great-grandfathers, like all aunts, uncles, like that was, and this the crazy part about it is, we're in 2020, listen, it's 2023, but the thing about it is that we are not really that far from that period of time. It was a long time ago. Stuff has changed, but it wasn't that long ago. And a lot of white people still have that mentality of like on how they feel and how they look at black people. So, you know, I literally walked out of there like I was so emotional about what I was witnessing. You know what I'm saying? Because, like I said before, everything that stood out was just the togetherness, the unity that black people share with each other. Like I wish and pray that we had that type of unity today. That life would be so much different. Like seriously. But anyway, man, free game all day, man. Y'all be easy, man.